Your machine can sew a wide variety of patchwork quilt patterns. Sewing pieces of cloth together is called piecing in patchwork. The seam allowance for piecing is generally 1/4 inch. First, cut the fabric to sizes that account for a seam allowance of 1/4 inch. Select direct pattern number 2. Use the presser foot A. Place 2 pieces of fabric right sides together and align the right edges of the fabric with the right edge of the presser foot. In this position, the needle will enter the fabric at 1/4 inch from the right edge, enabling you to sew with a seam allowance of 1/4 inch. A compact zigzag stitch is used to sew the edge of an applique of cut fabric. Select direct pattern number 5. Use the presser foot I or O. Cut the applique fabric along the finishing lines and fix temporarily to the base fabric. Double-sided fusible interlining or the equivalent is recommended for affixing the applique securely. Be sure to apply the interlining all the way to the edges of the applique. Begin sewing by turning the hand wheel towards you so that the needle falls outside the applique fabric. When you begin sewing, the machine will automatically sew 3 lock stitches. When sewing around sharp angles of an applique, raise the presser foot while the needle is sunk in the fabric outside the applique and continue slowly while changing the sewing direction. This will ensure a continuous line with no spacing between stitches. When you have finished sewing the applique, press the reverse stitch button to sew 3 to 5 reverse stitches to lock the seam. An applique can be sewn with inconspicuous stitching. Cut the applique fabric with a seam allowance of 3 to 5 millimeters. Place the pattern paper on the wrong side of the fabric and fold back the seam allowance at the finishing lines. Place the applique fabric onto the base fabric and fix temporarily with basting stitches or glue. Select direct pattern number 6. Use the presser foot I or O. Turn the hand wheel towards you so that the needle initially falls outside the applique fabric. When you begin sewing, the machine will automatically sew 3 lock stitches. Form lock stitches when sewing the applique is done. Press the reverse stitch button to sew a few lock stitches. Sewing lock stitches outside the applique fabric looks better and neat. Quilting is typically a technique for sewing 3 layers of materials, including a top fabric, a cotton batting, and a backing material together. The top and bottom layers of fabric tend to shift more during quilting than when simply sewing 2 layers of fabric together. However, the walking foot can be used to feed both top and bottom fabrics simultaneously to minimize fabric shifting. Place the top layer of fabric with patchwork or applique over the cotton batting and backing material and secure with pins or basting stitches. First, press the Select by Number button and choose the practical pattern number 2. The walking foot end is used as the presser foot. Remove the presser foot holder and place the fork portion of the actuating lever around the needle clamp. Fit the mounting part into the presser bar and securely tighten the set screw for the presser foot holder. Use both hands to spread the fabric apart while sewing. Sew at medium to slow speed. Free motion quilting allows you to move the fabric freely in any direction without using the feed dog of the sewing machine. By lowering the feed dog into its drop feed condition, you can guide the fabric by hand to sew stitches along intricate curves and in any direction. Secure the top fabric, cotton batting, and backing material together with pins or basting stitches. Select direct pattern number 1. Use the quilt presser foot Q as the presser foot. Attach the quilt presser foot and securely tighten the set screw for the presser foot holder. Slide the drop feed knob to the right to lower the feed dog. Place the fabric under the presser foot. To form neat stitches on the wrong side of the fabric, move needle up and down one time to pull up the bobbin thread onto the top of fabric, and lower the presser foot. Then, sew 2-3 lock stitches while holding both the needle and bobbin threads together. Use both hands to guide the fabric while taking up slack in the fabric. Aim for a stitch length of about 1.5 to 2.0 millimeters. Use the screw to adjust the height of the presser foot to suit the fabric thickness. The fabric can be moved without resistance when the presser foot is positioned about 1 millimeter above the fabric. When you are finished free motion sewing, move the drop feed knob back to the left. The feed dog will rise when you resume sewing. By using the foot controller, you can free up both hands to guide the fabric more easily. Quilting patterns numbers 18 to 34 are random stitch patterns. These playful patterns vary the width of each stitch automatically. Select quilting pattern number 27. Use the presser foot I. These patterns give a decorative look to the junctions of crazy quilts and patchworks. For example,